it's time for us to look at the unit economics of broiler poultry farming. By unit economics, we want to determine how much is going to take you to raise a single bird versus how much it costs you to sell the whole flock. Now, at the end of the day, looking at your projected profit margin using a case study of raising 50 birds. Note, this is not, or this does not include capital expenditure. We are not factoring expenses of building the house, or the brooder, or the feeding equipment, or the drinking equipment. These are things that once you buy it, you continue to use it forever. They are not recurrent expenditure that you need to spend on project after project, cycle after cycle. We are talking about things that cycle after cycle, project after project, you must and you would spend money on it. That forms recurrent expenditure, and that's what we are looking at. Now, the first expense you are going to incur is on buying the bed, which is 50 beds. I take 60,000 for example in my own using this case study, because at that time it was March. We did the case study in March 2026. So a bed was being sold for 1,200. So that makes it 60,000. 4 bags of starter feed. This is a feed you start with from day old to 4 weeks. So it costs it's 6,200. The next expense is drug and vaccine. You would spend something like 10,000, and we'll get to where we will list the drugs and vaccine for you and how to use them. Then another expense is 4 bags of finisher feed. So at that time it costs 16,500. So 4 bags of it is 66,000, and they are going to take this from the 4th week to the 6th or to the 7th weeks, depending on your target time and your target weight or your target harvesting period. Is that you harvest 6 weeks or you harvest 7 weeks? Some people will extend to the 8th week, so that's a choice to make. So some people would even harvest before the 4th week. Maybe the people they are supplying, they want chicken that are 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 4 weeks maximum kind of maturity. So it depends on the supplier, and that's why your off-taker matters a lot in broiler poultry farming. So the transport fare to get all this is around 3,000. The beddings, nil. Don't spend money on beddings. Do not spend money on beddings. I say that again. So it costs nil to get that from wood shavers and wood maker. Here we call it saw miller or wood millers. So they call it saw miller, saw mill. So that's what we call it here. At the end of this case study, the total production cost is 231,000, and 45 beds survived, which means we have 90% surviving rates. And at that, you take the total production cost divided by the surviving beds. That's going to give you the unit cost per bed. The unit cost per bed is 5,133.33 kobo. Yes. So the whole flock was sold for 330,000, and not the whole flock was sold to off-taker or sold to frozen shop. Some were sold to frozen shop, and also others were sold live. And that's why I mentioned that when you are at a stage that you have not established yourself, frozen shop will reduce your margin. Find a way or find an alternative to selling the whole flock to them by just having your own counter, maybe like this. You have your own counter where you can display your carcass, your live chicken, to passerby in front of your house, and that will spur up your profits and your margin. At the end of the day, you're having a total of what? A total of 99,000. So as you grow more and as you advance, per 50 per carton of the best you take will be increasing. because now I've known a place, for example, I've known a place where I can buy the finisher feed for 16,000 rather than 16,500. This starter feed, I've known a place where I can buy it lesser, and that is going to reduce the input cost, and it's going to shoot up the profit in the next cycle and the next project of production at hand. So this is the unit cost. Thanks for listening, and see you in the next video.